Hi, my name is Edwina. I'm going to be giving my speech on how to effectively communicate with people who is hard of hearing or people who are deaf. Imagine living in a world where you can all you can do is like see things, but you cannot hear people, your everyday friends and family, like what they're saying. You can't understand what it's saying. We live in a world where people are hard of hearing, or most people are born deaf, and there's not many ways or things you can do to effectively communicate with people. So most of the time, people that in order to communicate with people who are hard of hearing or deaf, you just write on paper and to communicate with them. But after doing some research, I was able to find like 12 effective ways that people can use to communicate with people who are mostly deaf and also hard of hearing. The 12 ways that they talked about was being visible with the person, lip reading, body positions, noise, like if you're going to talk to somebody who is hard of hearing, you don't want a lot of background noises. There's body movement also, body movement speaks a lot. Repeating yourself, timing, attention, sign language, not making assumptions of the deaf people, understanding and having patience. The last one is, phone talk. The first one, visibility. You want to be, visible with the person, like both of you guys can see each other, like facing you. Lip reading. You want to read talk when you're talking to somebody who's like hard of hearing or deaf. You will want to read talk slowly, but not like slow, but normally so they can lip read what you're saying. And then the other one, body positioning. You don't want to talk to somebody who's slouching or frowning on your face. You want to face forward and look at them, make eye contact at all times. Look them in the eyes so they can kind of read what you're saying and understand. And also noise. You don't want to talk to somebody that's like music is blasting or it's so loud they can't even hear what you're saying. Or if they're trying to read your lips, they can't even make them read what they're saying because the background noise is so loud. And body movements, again, you don't want to talk behind them where they can't hear you. You want to face them, face at all times, have eye contact with them. Look them directly in the eye, like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about, so they can read you properly. And being repetitive is something that's common when you're talking with somebody who is hard of hearing, because when you're talking to somebody that can hear properly, you don't have to repeat yourself. But somebody who can't hear properly, they have to kind of repeat yourself a little bit, and that's something that is common. Another thing is timing. Timing is very having the right timing when you're talking to someone who is deaf is very important, because you don't want to just jump in front of them. Oh, I have something to tell you, when that's not the right time, or they might be in the middle of doing something and they're distracted from what they're doing now, and they have to focus when it's going to be a So having the right timing is really good when you're dealing with people who are hard of hearing and deaf. Another thing would be paying attention to them. When you're talking, pay attention to slowly so they can see what you're talking about, so they can process that. And you don't want to jump in, tap them or wave your hand in their face like, hey, are you listening to me? That's very rude, because even though they can't hear, but they can see and they have emotions, so you don't want to wave your hand and be rude. And sign language is another helpful thing. Many people can take sign language in school, and they can be able to talk to them but then again, don't make assumptions that they can understand you, especially if they're not responding to you. Like if you're talking and they're not responding to you, don't just assume that they're ignoring you or not trying to listen to what you have to say. They're just trying to process the information that you're saying, trying to lip read you as well, to better understand and process that information that's being given to them. And then another thing is, a person that's hard of hearing or deaf, it's better for you to text them, message them, or any form of typing is better because they can read it. So it's not best if you call them, because if you call them, they can really understand or hear what you're saying, because most of the time people that are deaf like to lip read. So if you call the person, they can't really process anything that you're talking about and stuff like that. And I would just like to say, with as humans and people of communications, if we use these 12 skills effectively, we'll be able to communicate better with people who are hard of of hearing and also people who are deaf.